The following is a presentation TFNN. The Power Trading Hour with your host, David White. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, David White.
And welcome all to another exciting edition of the Power Trading Hour with me, your humble, lovable, squeezably soft host. As always, we like to come to you at this time.
The following takes place between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m.
S&P flat, the NASDAQ composite up about 4. Not much going on. Russell up about 0.5%, up 7.5 points at 1513. But I was pretty much expecting that the broad indexes that the NASDAQ and the S&P would be flat by the end of the day. Just didn't seem like there was any kind of real energy to the upside, and not a lot of energy to the downside. We'll talk about what options are telling us about this week. And the fear that option market makers have in the market. I don't know any better way to describe it. So we'll get to that, maybe the first or second segment, second or third segment, I guess. Other things going on, just a lot of very wishful thinking that everything's magically going to come together, and it's going to come together this week. I suspect that many on Wall Street are predicting one or two issues that won't come to fruition this week by Friday. Of course, next Monday, I believe, is President's Day, so we'll be off. It is going into a 3-day weekend. So if the market starts moving up or starts moving down, it will probably be exasperated by the fact that a lot of people don't want to go into 3-day weekends on the wrong side of the market. They'll take their jacks and their what did you have? You had jacks, but did you have like dice? I can't remember. I never really played jacks, although for some reason I remember either my brother or my sister having them. I didn't think they were little spiky things that looked like if they were bigger, you'd throw them out on the road to catch a guy that's running from the cops, like spike strips. Maybe someone can tell me. I'm not a. Yep, option market makers have left the building. But we will show the chart of that in a little bit. Anyway, yeah, I just expect kind of a low volume market. Saw a lot of bogus upgrades earlier in the day. Most of those have faded off the top as they ran the shorts a little bit. But it just looks to me like they want to move the market up here and get people to buy. Just not a lot of people buying. They tried to move it down, couldn't get a lot of people to sell. So at best, we've got kind of a sideways market. My guess, though, is the longer that we have the sideways market, more people will try to get out by the end of the day. We may even be down a little bit, maybe 2,700. I do suspect that we will get to 2,650 before the week's out on the S&P cash, and it's not that much, and a day or two of a move. I just don't suspect that if we don't have any resolution on the shutdown in the government and, of course, on the trade deal, which none of these things are getting resolved instantaneously. I think the sicko press, and I call them that because they're so sick that they don't know what they report. They make it sound like a horse race instead of getting the right answer. Kind of the worst of all issues. Anyway. Not interested in having something good happen, only interested in calling the horse race and making it sound like every single minute the earth is on in the balance. But it's not. I just suspect that everybody's going to go, okay, we've listened to this for 3 or 4 days now, and nothing's happened. And nothing's going to happen. These things take a long time to negotiate out. No one wants to be the one that gave up early, certainly not China, certainly not the Speaker of the House. So we've got a market that's probably going to take a while for this stuff to work its way through, and it just promising too much, I guess, in the financial press, and just a lot in the standard press of, if anything good happens, it would be bad for them personally or whatever their beliefs. So, just avoided it. I read some articles this weekend. And of course, one that I thought was most interesting was about Amazon. He's certainly catching a lot of flack. And I think the initial premise on Friday is starting to fade now. And we're starting to get back, once cooler heads prevailed, figured out actually what was going on for Friday, that, yes, Mr. Bezos, you have become Mr. Hearst-like. And maybe they'll make a movie about him, and the last line will be Rosebud. And most people probably don't know about it. Yep, got to turn off the noise. Anyway, what else is going on today? That's it. We're kind of quiet. We've got a few earnings tomorrow night that are just minimally going to move the market. Wednesday night, we have Cisco that could move the markets. But, I mean, there isn't a lot of news. There aren't a lot of reports. There isn't a lot of catalysts to move this market besides those two things I talked about. And I so suspect that is in fact, I said it this morning at 10 o'clock. Market volume looked like we were waiting for the Fed to say something in the next 15 minutes. And it looked like that from 10 o'clock on. It's just been one of these days. In fact, when we talk about volume, and we're just doing 3.5 billion shares. I mean, this is going to be fairly light for this year so far. Generally you want to be seeing about 4.2, 4.5 as they move the market up. So, you know what? If this continues on, we'll be probably fairly good to get 6.5 billion shares today in the market. And again, I don't see really anything that's going to catalyze this market. Decide all the bulls to either go all in or the shorts to say give up. So it's going to just take a little bit of time. I do believe that we are going to at least run some long positions out, even if it's just for a minute, down to 2650. And then we'll see what happens down there of whether or not that's the place to buy, or just continue sitting on my hands with my short positions. Although all of them are in the money, and they're doing well today. Okay, is there anything else going on out here? Just taking a look. We've got a lot of charts to look at, even though the market isn't doing much now. I sent out a kind of a special report today. We'll go through a few of those slides, but you know what? We came off some fairly big highs. We haven't pulled back that much yet. But we still need a little bit of kind of a washout in the market to set the next buying phase in the market. And I think we're just kind of in the middle right now. And we could be that way for a little while. Anyway, going to be an exciting show today, even if the markets are moving at a crawl. And no, this show will be better than watching paint dry, just like the market. We'll be back in a minute.
The TAS Profile Scanner is the most revolutionary piece of trading software that you will ever try. Wouldn't you like to approach the markets with confidence? As you begin your trading day, it's likely that you'll be faced with lots of decisions. In order to make the best decision, the first thing you'll need is a strategy that will help you minimize your risks. Whether we're in a bull or bear market, a good strategy is to have the tools needed to help you scan and analyze the markets before you trade. The TAS Profile Scanner instantly scans and filters over 2,500 global financial markets, such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, president of TAS Market Profile, the TAS Profile Scanner understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications, automated trading algorithms, and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. Whether you're looking at the trade matrix, the ETF heat grid, the market breadth, the landscape charts, or the many other features of the TAS Profile Scanner, this is a piece of software that will revolutionize how you look at the markets and set up your trades. The team at TAS has even put together a 12-part video series to walk you through every aspect of the TAS Profile Scanner, which you can find directly on the TAS order page at TFNN.com. Sign up now for only $97 a month with a risk-free 30-day trial, so you have nothing to lose and everything to gain. See for yourself how you can harness the full power of the TAS Profile Scanner by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the TAS Profile Scanner under the Services section. Remember, with a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to lose. Don't let another day pass you by without trying out this amazing piece of software that will revolutionize how you look at the market and how you place trades. Sign up today.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
And we are back. Oh, you know what we need to do? We need to do a little history.
And it's all just a little bit of history repeating.
On this day in 1970, from the Space Center in Japan on the East Coast, it's a peninsula there. Japan's first satellite, is successfully launched into orbit around the Earth. The achievement is made by Japan, the world's fourth space power after the Soviet Union in 1957, and the United States in 1958, France in 1965. And of course, this is all about proving that you have the ability to deliver a nuclear weapon. Why Japan is not an official country with nuclear weapons. It, like 3 or 4 others, has the ability to probably put them together in about 2 hours. So you might have the material and you might have all the parts, but you can always say that, no, I don't have a nuclear weapon today. And no, I don't have any kind of anything going on with nuclear weapons. We're not producing any. Not that we haven't produced ones. And you know what? They produce parts. But if you do most of the stuff right and check it out, the things are probably going to go bang. But we saw that, I think, China, I think, was kind of like 3 months after this. But for the most part, the bigger countries all had ICBMs that were ready to go around 1970. And Japan's got kind of a long memory, much like China. China tried to invade Japan about 3 or 4 times. And every time there was a hurricane or a volcano blew up or a storm came through or something else. And that's why Japan always talks about the divine wind, because every time China tries to invade them over the last 2,000 years, something major has happened. I think they got a little back there in 1930. Of course, it wasn't right, but it's not like it hasn't happened on both sides over the last 2,000 years. Okay, enough history. We're going to go into some charts. Yeah, you got to think that they're smaller and cheaper, don't you? They're nukes. Smaller, cheaper, and mass-produced. Anyway, well, we'll take a look at some other ones. As I said before, I'm kind of thinking that there's something going on. We talked about it last week in the sector of real estate. A few of these charts are going to be that. I sent them out in an update earlier today. Yes, they'll be very cute. Well, they look like they'll paint them like a Pikachu. No one will think anything about it. ACI, I don't think this one actually is. Let me get this up here. ACI, ACIW. Okay. Software products and services for facilitating electronic payment systems worldwide, up challenging its 3 million share high of November 9th at $30.25. Challenged it with 600,000 shares on the 6th of February. Today, up on 200,000 shares yet again. Just not a lot of energy over here on the right-hand side of the chart. ANSS, another one kind of hitting resistance levels of 170. It's banged in here 3 times now. November 8th, 170.73. Let's call it 1.4 million shares. 930,000 shares on December 3rd at 196.82. Got into it on Friday with 257,000 shares and a little higher today, but again, very light volume, 185,000 shares. So probably the kind of volume we come back in. And that's why I didn't think that the market would do anything better today than probably close flat. Maybe it'll close down a little bit, maybe flat. Maybe everybody will try to run it just at the end of the bell, but there doesn't seem to be a lot in there. Crown Castle International. Operates and leases shared wireless infrastructure in the United States and Australia. Energy was a little off on the way back up from the December 26th low. 103.21 was that December 26th low. Anyway, you went up to 3.25 million shares on December 6th at 117.60. You went to 119.43 on the 6th, kind of going sideways out here. Some of these do have earnings, which I have not, are coming, which I haven't checked. So it may be why some of these are hanging up here, but certainly more than a few up here with light volume. Cintas, the uniform supplier, cleaner upper, all that stuff, breaking above its December 3rd high of 191.26 with 800,000 shares. You got a little less than 400,000 shares right now. And even if you go back a little ways to the October 10th, you're into this big candle down day that had 860,000 shares. Now, could it get all the way back up to this 205 area? There is a gap there, but man, you're hitting a lot of resistance levels right here. So probably about as good as this bounce can get on a lot of them. Equity, back to our real estate. Equity Commonwealth testing a 1.12 million share high on October 3rd of last year. Got into it with 800,000 shares and 300,000 shares light. But it's the energy off this December 26th low that really kind of hits me. EXR, which is extra space storage, testing its 1.33 million share December 6th high at 99.99 by going through it on Friday with 776,000 shares. Today, back on about 300,000 shares. Again, energy kind of light coming off this January 2nd, but there are probably better fish in the sea if you want to go short. But certainly, we're not finding any kind of people diving on their grenades up here at the top of the market. And we continue to be off 1 point on the S&P cash. NASDAQ composite is up 1. Dow's down 74. Russell's up just 8 now. Anyway, Four Corners property. And again, I could probably come up with another 20 or 30 of these things if I spent some time. All these things just look like something else is going on in the market, and I'm not exactly sure what. But all these REITs and trusts are all looking kind of sad. FCPT is the symbol for Four Corners Property Realty. And that's December 7th high, a day that will live in infamy, $28.54, 800,000 shares. Yesterday or Friday, you had 218,000 shares. Today, 146,000 shares. So we've gotten up in almost no juice at all. Five, which has been one of these retailers, it was like a rocket, came down to the December 24th low at 86.57, now up to $130. Energy's been very light on this. You're going back up into the previous high that had 1.3 million shares. You're breaking that today with 500,000 shares. And again, the energy off that December 24th low compared to the down move is off about 30%. So not a lot of juice, very light volume as we go back into previous highs. We'll be back in a minute.
The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN and you'll find the Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now.
Hi folks, Tom O'Brien here. If you'd like to get my daily newsletter, Market Insights, then now is a great time to sign up for a 30-day free trial. Every morning by 9:30, I send out my morning letter to subscribers with market commentary on a variety of markets, currencies, and commodities to keep investors up to date on the day's trading action. Included in Market Insights are specific buy and sell recommendations for stocks, ETFs, and even options, with stops and price targets included for every trade in my newsletter. If you'd like to try my newsletter risk-free for 30 days, then head over to the front page of TFNN and you'll find Market Insights under Trading Newsletters. I use my years of trading experience to bisect and dissect the market every morning and give my subscribers the most important information they need to know for the day ahead. I even issue afternoon updates for my subscribers whenever warranted with important market action. I'm always scouring the market for the next great trading opportunity. Sign up for your 30-day free trial to my daily newsletter, Market Insights, today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Wow! Go get 'em, folks.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
And we're back. First Industrial Realty Trust again, just because so many of these things are giving a signal. You had a little better juice off the bottom than some in this one, symbols FR on it. But you're back right up to the July 6 high at $33.82, had 2.4 million shares. The big spike on the 7th of February, you had 700,000 shares. Friday, you had 400,000 shares. Today, little doji out here with 260,000 shares. So it certainly seems like everybody's kind of hanging out waiting for something to go on. You can give me a call at 877-927-6648. You can email me at path@tfnn.com. And it's kind of a quiet day, so I'd appreciate if you've got any kind of big burning question. There's probably ointments and lotions for it, but you can always call me and we can talk about it. Yeah, still kind of just hanging out here. NASDAQ Composite 7,300. My target on that is back down to about 7,000. S&P at 2707, which is down 1 point. And my target on that is about 2750 or 2650. Yeah, why is the sky blue? Okay, what else do we have? Oh, we got this healthcare ready. IRT, which is Independence Realty Trust. And, you know, you had a 1.25 million share high on December 14th at $10.47. 165,000 shares today. So again, this one really came down on a lot of energy off that December 14th high down to the December 26th low, and almost half the juice on the way back up. So this one, it's not a big stock, and I wouldn't short it, but just so many of these are acting this way in this real estate sector that I suspect something is going on. Kilroy was here, and he formed a realty company, Kilroy Realty, KRC, again, one of these lower volume realty REIT companies that seem to be all over the place testing previous highs. October 25th, $73.14. You had 1 million shares 2 days ago, 777,000. Went into the high on Friday with 517,000. Today you're doing about 235,000. So very, very light volume. Shopify is breaking out with some about the same amount of volume. Come Friday, you only had 1 million shares. Well, today, yeah, today you got 1.5 million, which is about testing the July 24th high. It doesn't look all that bad, but again, fairly light juice on the way back up. A better looking one so far has been Splunk. It had a $130 3 million share high on September 4th. On Friday, you got into it with 1.3 million shares. Today, you got about 1 million shares so far and may not hold that 130 high. You want to keep an eye on it. Okay. And what else do we have? U2, not the horrible band, and the blowhardy band main singer, the software company, TWOU, gap down on the 6th of November, did so 5.7 million shares. You're back in there, almost filling all the gap with 223,000 so far today. And WRB, which is WR Berkeley. Got to fix that. What else do we have here? Previous high came in with 1.8 million shares on October 1st at 79.78. You broke through that on Friday or on Thursday with 500,000 shares. Next day you had 351,000 shares. And of course, today you got about 100,000 shares. So again, a lot of these are in bigger trading ranges. And now that we've gotten up to the highs on these things, they're not doing much of anything. Okay, go back here and check. Let's take a quick look at volume. I don't think anything's changed. Yeah, 3.8 billion shares on all the markets by the CBOE U.S. Equities Volume Summary. That's everything on all markets anywhere. If a stock traded, it's in this number. 3.8 million shares again. We're at the bottom of the share. We're going to be light. I was thinking maybe 6.5 billion shares, but if it continues on this, we'll be lucky to get 6 billion shares. Maybe before the end of the day, something will happen. Maybe we'll get a news item, but fairly bleak. Had a quick question from email here. And the question is, what else do we have coming this week? As we said, Cisco on Wednesday. Now, tomorrow morning, Yeah, tomorrow morning, we've got Molson Coors. You'd think that'd be in the afternoon, right? After they had a few. Under Armour, UAA also tomorrow morning. We go after the bell tomorrow night. Activision Blizzard, Twilio, Groupon, Occidental Petroleum. That might move the XLE a little bit, but my guess is not that much. Akamai, and then, of course, we go into Wednesday morning, and that's got TVN Dish and Hilton Worldwide, Interrepublic Group, Oil States International. But again, I haven't seen one of those things move the market in a long time. Then back after the bell on Wednesday night, it's Cisco, Yelp, Intap, MGM, Trip, American International, Fossil. Now, Fossil tends to move pretty well on earnings, but again, it's not big enough to actually move the market whatsoever. Thursday morning, we've got Canadian Goose, the recent IPO, Coca-Cola, Quest Diagnostic, Waste Management, Six Flags, CyberArk, and it's most of them. Let's see on Thursday afternoon. Now, here's the next one, and it may move the Qs just a little bit. That's NVIDIA, since it's one of the biggest weighted. Applied Materials, Canopy Growth for those people in the weeds. And XPO Logistics, Yamana Gold. So we've got that. And then we get into Friday with morning with PepsiCo, John Deere, Newell Brands. What else do we have? That's about it. But yeah, I'm thinking Cisco, maybe NVIDIA have enough to move, at least partially move the markets. But my guess is it's going to be kind of the breeze from day to day blowing the market around until we get either some resolution or some bad news. Well, we're down a whopping 2 points now on the S&P cash, so keep that coming. I got some more emails coming in. Again, you can email me at path@tfnn.com. Did I see anything else happening in Apple? Well, I think if you're long, you think that Apple probably should close over 170 day and keep staying in this kind of higher trading range. But right now, it's just right there around 170. If this thing closes either today or tomorrow back underneath that, could be fairly interesting. My guess is it goes sideways, though, for the rest of the week. A little bit up and then a close back down would be rather bearish on it. So you kind of get to the damage part.
Hi, folks. This is Tom O'Brien. If you'd like to be the bank and get the type of interest they receive instead of the low interest rates they give to clients, then I have an investment you may want to take a look at. I'm offering 4-year secured first mortgages on buildable city lots in St. Petersburg, Florida. The investment can be anywhere from $30,000 to $75,000 per buildable city lot. The interest paid is 7% per year, paid monthly. Depending on the investment, the income per month per lot ranged from $175 for a $30,000 investment to $437.50 for a $75,000 investment. If you are in the CD market, you want to look at this investment. St. Petersburg is located in Pinellas County, which is the densest county in Florida. If you're looking for an investment with your principal intact that pays a good interest rate, this may be for you. The supply is limited, so act now. For more information on these secured first mortgage opportunities, you can call me at 877-518-9190. That's 877-518-9190.
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get that competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Will the S&P 500 continue to climb? For bold trades on U.S. large cap stocks in either direction, trade SPXL, SPUU, or SPXS. Directions Daily S&P 500 Bull and Bear Leveraged ETFs. Direction Leveraged ETFs. An investor should carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risks, charges, and expenses before investing. A fund's prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a fund's prospectus and summary prospectus, call 866-476-7523 or visit directioninvestments.com. A fund's prospectus and summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
And we're going to go to David in Framingham.
Hi, how are you, Dave?
Great. It's a gorgeous day in Florida, the kind that they put on ads up north. And the pool's 86 degrees. I turned the heater on this weekend. And as soon as 4 o'clock rings, I'm going to be out getting a little suntan. So life is exactly as it should be.
Right.
Anyway,
okay.
What do you want to look at today?
Yeah, HECLA HL.
You got it. Okay. So are you in this already?
I'm in it. You're right.
So what is your plan for trading it, and what's your question?
Hopefully it'll get up to the 2016 high, possibly. That's if gold moves up to 1,400.
26. You're talking about HL, right?
Right, HL. Yeah, the 2016 high, I believe, got up around 7.
Oh, okay. Yeah, when you said 2016, I just wanted to make sure what you were talking about.
Yeah, right.
You're talking about the November 9th, 2016 high.
Right.
Right. I can't tell you if it will on this run. Right now, the thing that I would be concerned about is it breaking out above the $2.93 high. To me, that is the first roadmap here for higher prices. So it doesn't really matter if it doesn't break that; it's not going to any higher numbers, right?
Okay.
So what you have is a triangle that actually goes back to that November 8th low. You make a higher low on January 23rd. On January 9th, you made a kind of a higher high, but now that you've made a lower high on January 31st, so you're actually getting in to kind of a little bit of a trading range of consolidation.
Okay.
So I wouldn't go predicting things years down the line from what we had at a 217 low back here on November 8th. But on the shorter time frame, you did kind of have a nice bounce. You've pulled back to 230, couldn't break out the previous low. You tested it on 2 million shares lighter volume, so that's good. You bounced, you didn't have that much more energy, and now you're putting back. My guess is you're going to have a little bit of consolidation out here, and as long as gold doesn't, fall off the wagon, your next test is 293. Now, if it breaks 293, the next goal for me would be back up to the January 11th high at $4.62.
Oh, okay.
So not a bad looking chart, but the action here acts like more consolidation off this low than anything else. Now, remember, if you've had something that's been coming down for a long time, you're going to get a fairly sharp intermittent bounce.
Okay.
Right. But the amount of consolidation is pretty much equal to, or at least going to be not equal, but going to be a ratio of the move down. So you had 4 years move down, right? You probably should expect that this thing could consolidate out for a while, right? It's probably not a bad hold, but the question is, if you're expecting it to instantly break higher, I think maybe you could have a few more weeks of this thing kind of beating around this 250 area. What price are you in this thing?
I got it around 230, 232.
Yeah, not a bad price to be in there. It's just that, again, if you had something come way down, generally the thing I like to do is see about 10, 15 days, maybe 7 to 15 days of the thing just go sideways.
Okay.
And you kind of had that a little bit.
This November.
Back from about 11, what's that, November 16th?
Yeah, right around there. It's been going sideways, right.
Yeah, to the 31st of January. You got a little bit of that. Now you've had your first run. I'd love to see another kind. You probably wouldn't, but I'd kind of like,
That's okay.
if you were bullish, you'd probably like to see another kind of range like that where it consolidates its little higher price, right?
Okay.
Now, once you get past the 293 area, you probably shouldn't see any more consolidations like that.
Okay.
A bottom will be in and people will start flooding back to it. But at the same time, you know, you're having lower highs, at least intermittently, and it may take a little while to go on. You know, I don't see anything wrong with the trade. I just have a feeling that everybody, like I was saying at the very top of the show, everybody wants the trade deal to be over instantly.
Right.
It takes years.
Yeah.
Everybody wants the budget deal to be settled. Well, it probably takes months. So I think everybody wants, when something hits a low, that it instantly starts going higher. And the more than not, it ends up being something that goes sideways for a while. Even if it's come off the low and you've got a decent low out there, it probably just needs some consolidation and some time.
Yeah, David, do you see on a weekly chart the November low? There was $2. It says
17
$2.16. November low.
Yeah.
Is this and then to the left side of that in September was 258. Is this an inverted head and shoulders bottom on the weekly here? And then we got the right side of 230 in January.
I don't do much work on weeklies.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I go from the bottom to the top. In the case, I'm looking at from the November 8th low to the January 9th high.
Okay.
To me, I don't spend a lot of time on weeklies because that weekly high could come on Monday or it could have come on Friday, or the low could have come on Monday or on Friday. Yeah. So, you know, on this way, I just use my power law vector indicator number from the bottom to the top, how much energy came in through that from the absolute low to the absolute high. And I got kind of a gauge on there. And you kind of came down with more energy than you would have liked on from that January 9th high down to the January 23rd low. So that when this thing popped, I wasn't all that surprised to see it start going a little bit sideways. You need that, since it came down a little bit more energy, it's going to need some more consolidation. Now, if it would have come down on no volume, found a low on 3 million shares, it probably would have been a V bottom. But if you come back on energy, you got two things. One, it's going lower, or two, it's going to consolidate. And to me, it doesn't look that bad, and the movement's not that bad so far. So I'm going to say more in the camp of consolidation.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
One more question.
Yep.
Do you see the S&Ps making new highs here into April time period?
I think until I see us test something like 2650 on the S&P cash, and it tests it with lighter volume, then yes. If it doesn't, but I brought this thing up maybe 6 months or a year ago.
Okay.
And can you hang through the break?
Yes, I can. Thank you.
Okay.
The universe provides us with opportunities all the time, and I was no different. In 2006, I invested $2,500 in a 2-day master trader course taught by Tom O'Brien, then ranked as the #1 market timer for gold. The fact is, if you want to be the best, you must learn from the best. Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, author of Mastering Probability and the Market Timer of the Year for 2018. To celebrate this accomplishment, TFNN.com is offering you a free 2-week subscription to my award-winning newsletter service, and there's no charge to you until day 15 unless you cancel sooner. That's right, we're waiving the normal upfront deposit, and this offer is available to anyone and everyone, even if you've tried Mastering Probability before. Sign up now, and I'll teach you the tool that identified the bottom in the Dow on January 26th, the morning that led to the largest daily point gain in history. This offer will expire on February 10th, so go to the homepage of TFNN.com now and click on Mastering Probability.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today. Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
Catch Tom O'Brien, professional trader and educator, founder of TFNN. Also, a special guest on CNBC. Tom will bisect and dissect the markets. The Tom O'Brien Show, next on TFNN.
I was just going to bring up, David, you still there?
Yes, I'm right here. Thank you, David.
Yeah, okay. I would just, probably the best advice I ever got was this big, long course on machine learning from the father of it up in Canada. And it's on YouTube. If you want a link to it, just email me and but it's the end of this very long course, about 76 different parts on it on YouTube. And he gets down to the end of it and he says, you know what? I'm making predictions on all kinds of stuff. We've got all these new tools. This stuff looks like magic, but I'll give you one word of advice. And that is all these predictions are the equivalent of predicting things way out in the future, is like driving at a very high speed in fog. There's a reason why there's so many pileups. And that is that while you look kind of linearly, the way that light falls off and how far you can see is actually falls off exponentially in fog. And that's why there's so many pileups and why so many people make so many predictions that fail. You just don't know you don't know what you don't know that's going to happen in the future. So just better to kind of look at shorter term road marks along the sign and go, okay, this is the first place I need to get to. This is the second place I need to. Me making a claim of 10,000 on the Dow or 40,000 on the Dow sounds great. And maybe it happens, maybe it doesn't. But it doesn't do you any good in the meantime if you take a 50% pullback in the market. So for me, I'm just always saying, okay, what's the next road mark and what's the next road mark after that? And, there's some I can kind of visualize if nothing changes what's going to happen, but something can always change. Fog can get a little more dense, and just kind of play it as it goes. And there's probably a good case for a long case, but don't get so buried into these long-term predictions. Anyway, thanks for the phone call. We'll see you tomorrow. Same bat channel, same bat time.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters.